So, Sostin made a video that I was very excited for. It's from House to Moving Castle, the Sophie's dress. So I made this in 2016 for cosplay. It's totally not wearable for normal day wear. And I thought I will use her video as reference to make another one. And then at the same time I can see how much I've improved with my sewing skills. So this is the fabric I decided to use. It's coming out a little bit blue in the camera, but it's a little bit more green. I wasn't trying to go very accurate with whatever color she was wearing. The dress that I made, was green, but I was totally intending to Photoshop it blue if I need it blue. I only made one dress for Sophie because it's all the same dress. Anyway, pretty excited. So I'm following Sostin's video quite closely. She had a yoke for the front and the back of the dress. So that's what I'm trying to pattern now. So I got my front yoke and back yoke pattern tracing a shirt. So that's the back yoke pattern that I traced, and then the front yoke I kind of just traced and measured out where I want it to end, and then just chased the shape. So I'm gonna make a mock-up lining to just test out, see if it fits. Okay, I've sewed the front yoke to the back yoke, and then if this goes well, this is the lining piece that I'm gonna attach to the front later. So there's seam allowance here for the collar and the front yoke. And then I gave a lot of seam allowance, so the back should overlap. Then now I want to measure how long I want the gathered section to be. So I tied a string around my waist. I'm gonna measure now. I'm just gonna measure and then add more. So it says 18. 20. Okay, I'm gonna cut for 20. And then I'll cut a strip for the front, and the strip for the back should be a bit longer than 20 because my back seems to be shorter. My back yoke ends shorter than my front yoke. So my back yoke ends a bit higher than my front yoke. So for the back seam, I'll cut longer, and then if I don't need it, I'll cut it out. Anyway, just winging it. But hopefully a lot, stitching wise, a lot better than my first one, and then a wearable dress out. Yeah. Now I've cut the strip actually from salvage to salvage because I was too lazy. I think this goes around with some gather. Yeah, sure. And then I'm wondering if you should cut even length for the back and the front. I think I'll do that. Let's just do that. Oh my god, compare it to the original. My original. It's so much better. I also, my fake button area, because she did a flap, and I thought I'll do a flap also. I looked at my all my button-up shirts. I decided to make 2 rows of top stitches, so now it looks even more like a placket. Then I proceeded to measure the length that I need for the collar piece, and then just drawing out something. They say there's ruffles in the sleeves, so I added ruffles in the sleeves. I had that lying around. I cut for another project that I didn't use it for, so I thought why not. It's not white, it's sheer. So I didn't have it on my original blouse. I thought it would be a fun detail. Hey, it's my blouse anyway. Can do whatever I want. So sleeves. So for sleeves, I have this old cosplay blouse. It's too thick for normal use, and I don't really like these puffy sleeves. But it is a puffy gathered sleeves, so I'm gonna use it as a template to cut up for Sophie's dress. I already cut it out. It's here. But it got late and it's at night and I want to go to sleep, so pick this up tomorrow. So it's finally done-ish. I think I'll be satisfied now. This sleeve seems to be set better than this sleeve, so I still have to bring this one up a bit. Okay, I'm not done, but by today it will be done. And then you know, I started making sleeves since 6 a.m. and now it's 10 plus p.m. and I want to go to sleep. I've been sewing for the entire day, and I've made 2 attempts at these sleeves, so I made 4 sleeves, which is so I don't have button molds, but I do have buttons that I'm testing out and gonna cover some to make some covered buttons. I finished. They're so cute. 2 more for the front collar because there's 3, and then 2 for the sleeve buttons. Here I started sewing the pockets up in French seams before I attached it to the skirt. But later on I got really confused when I was attaching it to the skirt and I kind of stopped filming. So I've not been careful with my fabric. I thought I had a lot. I have 4.6 yards of fabric, but it looks like my leftover, this is folded in half by the way, my leftover is just nice for the skirt, and I won't have any leftover except for scraps of cabbage. Oh, that's good. That's very good. I'll cut it into 2 for the front and the back, and then the back I'll cut into half, and then for the zippers. You know, sometimes when I film my sewing, I feel like the footage is garbage and I can cut that off the video and the video will be a bit shorter. But sometimes when I don't film it, I regret and I feel like I could have made it informational and then I can refer back to it the next time I sew. So I don't really know what to do. So I finished gathering up all the skirt. It's very loose and I have no idea what will happen when I add closure, because I feel like I give too much seam allowance and then you'll be very very loose when I zip it up. But I don't really mind it being loose. Now my problem is the shoulders. I'm still not satisfied. After yesterday's entire day of fixing shoulders, I even brought it up a little bit from before. I'm still not so happy. I feel like it's restraining, and then when I raise my arms, here it becomes very, very wrinkled. So I'm planning to unpick the shoulders and cut into the shoulders. I'll cut the fabric and see how it goes. I mean, if I destroy this thing, I have a video now that looks like I've completed the dress. I've completed the dress. And then if it goes well, if it goes better, it goes better. Okay, I went out of the house, out of my way, just to get zips. And it doesn't even match the dress. There was no matching zip color or like anything close. So, yeah, it's done. It's done. So I'm wearing just my normal brown boots and a pair of black socks. And I'm actually also wearing a petticoat, but it's usually for my midi skirt. And a strawish hat. I don't really like the shape of this hat now, but I bought this a while ago when I was younger, some fast fashion. It's done, it's done. Yeah. So the original Sophie's dress, I think she has puff up here but no puff down here. But I've never liked dresses with shoulder puffs, so I'm good with this decision. The skirt is a bit short. I don't know. I didn't want it floor length, but I think I made it a little bit too short. But that's like a hem thing. It's very easy to fix. I might find that too much socks. That's what I thought. But I'm done. Okay, so I don't like this hat. Now my question is, should I wear this tomorrow to work? I'm back from work now. Well, so I've gotten feedback from friends and family, I guess. The biggest comment I got was that, oh, it's very loose. Maybe I should have cinched it in a little bit more and it would look better. And then I was a bit hesitant because these pleats took a long time to do. It's the first time they look so nice. Then maybe I can do it again, right? Yeah, and then my own problem is that the skirt is a little bit too short. The same as what I felt yesterday was that it's a little bit short. So, truth be told, I haven't completely finished the dress on the inside. So if I want to redo the pleats everywhere except for the zip, I can. Technically I can. And I've told my sister about this, but my policy when I make clothes for myself is that I want to if I have something that I don't like, I would change it, because I sewed this dress and I know how I sewed it and I can totally change it. So yeah, should I change it? and yeah, and really if I want to change it, now is the time, because I haven't finished it yet. I'm also very undecided about whether I want to lower make the skirt longer or not. Decided about everything. So she undid all her hard work. So now how I'm going about reducing the size, my waist, is that my side seams, I'm just gonna stitch angularly in, which it already is, so I'm just gonna do it more. And this was French seam, so I have to unpick the French seam. Okay, so I've sewn the wedge in, and then I'm gonna cut the extra seam allowance to do French seam. There's no going back now. I'll use this to match the other side. I re-sewed the skirt. The review. It's a lot tighter. There's no room for food. It's more accurate now. Then I have to finish the insides for real. It's quite amazing the difference between casually watching YouTube videos and then improving in your sewing unconsciously versus watching a video and like following that video step by step, even though you're not doing the same thing, but then and then seeing like the improvements you make just following some of the details that they did in their dress. Yeah, it makes a world of difference, because I know my sewing skills has improved since 2016, but I've never made covered buttons before, and these look great. Yeah, that's I've always been just watching sewing video, modern or historical. I just watched a lot, and then that's how my sewing kind of improved. And then when I want to make something, I'll go back and then do the tutorial. But this time I just bought the fabric and then set out to do this dress, watching that video, and they turned out great. There's some things that I've noticed was that I've made pockets before and I forgot how to sew them when I was sewing this dress, and I got so confused. So in the next time, I would definitely want to make a video of just making pockets. Not for other people, more for my own sake, because I would want to refer back to the video. And I've made the best invisible zip I've ever made so far. I've tried a few attempts, and this time is the best, but I've not taken any footage of it, so it's kind of sad. I would also want to do another video so that I don't forget how I made this zip look so good. Yeah. Is there a need to even compare this? My new one's way better. I love all the details that I added on it. And even the construction. So, yeah. Last time when I do gathers, they never gather up like that. They gather up like that when you have the gathering thread pulled, but then when you actually attach it to the other side, all the gathers are like sandwiched in between the fabric, and the nice gathers are inside, and then outside it turns out to be an uneven pleat. It looks like crap. Well, this looks great. I love it. So to prove that I was making this dress for everyday wear instead of just cosplaying, I decided to film myself wearing it outside of the house at work. My boss is also trying to make YouTube videos, so I gave the extended clip to my boss. So maybe you'll come out soon. Subscribe!